everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Emily with Raggy Plant, and I am so excited to be recording my first TBR video for 2022. So that is what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about books that I hope to read this month. Now, I have selected 11 books that I want to try to read. Why did I select 11? I will show you why. So as you guys know, I am using the Always Fully Booked planner this year for books and all things entertainment and YouTube in my life for the new year. And as you guys can see here, Megan from Little Inkling Designs put in this really awesome page for books to read. There are 11 spaces. So that means I have 11 opportunities to read different books from my collection, as well as books that I get from the library and ones that I have also borrowed on Kindle Unlimited. So without further ado, let's just get into them. So the first book is actually on my Kindle. I have started it, but I kind of got bored with it a little bit, but I do intend to finish because this is a really good story. It is book 2 from the Temptation series by Ella Frank called Take. So Take, this book, the series is basically about the romance and relationship that buds between Tate, who is a seemingly straight bartender, and Logan, whom is a fast-talking lawyer from Chicago, who, you know, he really doesn't put labels on anything. Sometimes he sleeps with men, sometimes he sleeps with women. He's very fluid in his sexuality, and it is so refreshing to read. And it's really about how they navigate a relationship, because for some reason, Tate knows that he is attracted to Logan. And so they are now, in this book, embarking on an actual relationship. I'm about 25% into this book, but I did get a little bored with it, not because of the story or the detail or the characters, but just because of where they currently are in the book in a scene. And I'm like, whatever. So, but I will definitely be finishing this book in the coming month. So really excited. Be on the lookout for a review of this series, because, girl, it is good. All right. The next book is the book that I decided to start last night. More than likely, I won't finish it until January, just because I'm kind of a slow reader. And as much as I want to finish 75 books this year, I'm only at like 73 right now, so you never know. But the next one is You Had Me At Ola by Alexia Daria. I already love it. It's basically about these two actors that are currently working on a streaming service, romantic rom-com type of show. And really, I'm just now getting into it. I'm about 78 pages in, but already I absolutely love it. I really love Jasmine's cousins in this book, because they remind me a lot of my friends and some of my cousins with their brutal honesty. And then, I mean, the guy, what's his name? Oh, yeah. Ashton. He's phenomenal and gorgeous, and I love his story already. So really excited to finish this one. So that'll be my next finish. But more than likely, I won't finish it until January. If I finish it early, though, you guys will know. So the next stack of books, I'm really proud to say that these are all off of my bookshelves. Like I said in a video earlier this week, I have over 500 books in my house. My house is not big, and I'm really trying to get rid of some stuff. So I am unhauling some books this week, and I'll be sure to let you guys know what books I unhaul and haul throughout the year. But the next book I've actually had on my TBR. I also have the audio, and more than likely I will be doing both, because I feel like if you read a book by this author, this man, this wonderful person, you need to have the audio and hear him tell his story. I will be reading The Audacity of Hope by Barack Obama. This basically, I do believe it goes through his time as a junior senator for the state of Illinois, and just about how he goes through it. It's The Audacity of Hope, Thoughts on Reclaiming the American Dream. So really excited to read this. My mom has a copy of A Promised Land that I bought for her last year, and I actually have the audiobook. So that'll be another one that I will be reading in the new year, but this is going to be one that I'm definitely going to read. The next is the second book in a series by Helen Hoang, and that is The Bride Test. I did read The Kiss Quoted last year, or this year, and I absolutely adored it. I thought it was a fantastic book, and I'm really excited to read about I believe Michael's autistic cousin. His name is Kai, and again, reading by a woman of color, another romance novel, very excited to read. So I will be definitely tackling this one this year. this year, this month. The next book is by my girl, Jodi Picoult. Y'all know I have read about 5 of her books, and all of her books that I have read, they have all been 5-star reads for me. The next one I will be reading is kind of, it's 19 minutes. This features a character from her last book of hers that I read, A Perfect Match. So really excited to read this one and really just kind of see what exactly it is about. I think that's what I love about Jodi Picoult's book, is a lot of the times I go into these completely blind, really knowing a lot more than what's on the back or even like some of the nuances of the book. So really excited to read this one this month, and more than likely this one will be another read along. A read along is basically when I read the book and listen to the audio at the same time. So that will be that one. The next book is a book that was a part of Bestie Read last year that me and my best friend never really got off because we are incredibly busy people. But it is The Coincidence of Coconut Cake by Amy E. Reichert. I picked this book up very randomly, and what drew me to this book was the fact that it is set in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So if you guys probably don't know this about me, but I actually lived in Wisconsin for about 3 years with my then fiance, now husband, and he's actually from Wisconsin. He's not from Milwaukee, but he's actually from a small town about an hour west of Madison called Richland Center. And I mean, how many romance novels do you know take place in Wisconsin? That's why I picked this up. So very excited to read it. I've had this book for about a year now, so I do think it's time for me to go ahead and read this. Plus, this will be the first time ever that I am reading a book that will represent the state of Wisconsin on my United States Challenge. So really excited about that. The next book is one that I owned, but I found a better cover that I liked more because I love a steamy romance, and it's by my girl Megan Hart. Tempted. Really excited to read this. This is a male, female romance novel. It's a throuple. This is a whole series actually, and one of the characters I actually read in a later book by Megan Hart, and I fell in love with him, but I wanted to know his backstory. So that is why I went ahead and picked this naughty, spicy, very, very spicy cover up. Very excited to dig into this book. The next one is by my girl, Tara Sue Me. So a couple of years ago, I read the Dominant series. There are 12 books in that series, y'all, and I ate those up like M&Ms. So I'm really excited to read this next one called Master Professor. I'm not even sure what this is about, but I know it's gonna be good because nobody writes BDSM romance like my girl Tara Sue Me. If you haven't checked out the Dominant series, check it out, okay? It is such a good series. Again, I've read that entire series. I absolutely loved it. I could definitely see myself reading that series again once I get through some of these books that I already own. The next book is by an author that I just started reading. As I take the sticker off, I'll kind of tell you. So I read my first Tessa Bailey book this year, and Tessa Bailey just knows how to write romance. I read Fixer Up, fell in love with it. Then I read Lover or Loser. And I need to read Tools of Engagement, but I'm gonna wait to read that one because I do know that there is some heavier content. I've actually already started it, but I'm probably gonna save that one for February. It Happened One Summer is a recommendation from my girl Lisa Faye over at Y'all This Book. If you guys haven't listened to Y'all This Book, it's a fantastic podcast with Lisa and Dory, and it's all focused on romance. I don't miss an episode. It was one of my favorite podcasts of 2021, and they are stans for Tessa Bailey, just like I am, and they raved about this book. So I picked it up as soon as I possibly could. So really excited about reading this one, and there is a sequel to it, Hook, Line, and Sinker, but this one will be getting read this month. The next one is by my girl Alisha Rye. So and this one is, I can't remember the name of this series, but this is the second. I did read The Right Swipe last year, and I absolutely adored that book. And I'm sorry, anytime you have diverse love stories and characters, sign me up. So I will be reading Girl Gone Viral, and this one is about the heroine from The Right Swipe. This is about her best friend, who actually is a recluse. So I'm really excited to read this one. And I mean, the cover and the color is like, it's giving me life. And Alisha Rai is a fantastic author. I love her, the way she tells stories. So very excited to read this one. And last romance fiction book that I will be reading before I get into this last middle grade that I will go ahead and dig into is How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. So I have had the pleasure of meeting Miss Denise Williams. First of all, she has a very infectious smile, and she's just a really nice person. And so I definitely picked up her book. I also have her new release right here that I will be reading, but I do want to read How to Fail at Flirting. This book is set, I believe, in academia, so considering that I do work in higher ed, very excited to read this one. And I've heard nothing but rave reviews about this book, so I will be digging in as soon as possible. And last but not least, we are continuing our journey through the world of Harry Potter. So I promise I am going to tackle Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I started reading this book in June and I haven't gone back to it. I honestly think I maybe got 50 or 60 pages in. And I liked what I was reading, but I think that with reading Harry Potter, it's really important that you do a read along. Because sometimes I just feel like what's happening, it's like my mind is going too fast to kind of comprehend what's actually happening in the book. So, and I did a read along with The Order of the Phoenix, and I absolutely adored it. So I'm going to be doing a read along with this one. And I'm really excited. Plus, the guy that narrates these books on audio is phenomenal. This man's a legend and he needs to be protected at all times. I wish I knew his name, but how he switches characters is kind of perfect. So this is the other one that I will be diving into this month. Now, realistically, of all of these books that I say I'm gonna read in 2021, January, how many do I honestly think I'm gonna finish? I'm gonna go ahead and say that of these books, I'm gonna finish 5. I feel like 5 is kind of my average for the most part. I feel like in the summer months is really when you'll see me crank out 8 or 9, even 10 books within the month. But, you know, I think 5 is gonna be the perfect number for me. So 5 of these will get read. How many of the 5, or which ones, I don't exactly know, but as soon as I know, you guys will know. And I will be doing my TBR wrap-ups this year as well. So let me set those down and want to thank you guys for, they all fell. So I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Tell me in the comments, what's on your TBR for the month? Tell me what you're going to be reading, what your number of books goal is. And also, do you guys read along books? Because I know like not a lot of people do it. And I know like there's this whole conversation out there of whether or not you can count an audiobook as a read along or as like reading a book. I think you can. But tell me, do you guys read along with your books sometimes, especially like your bigger chunkers, like say a Harry Potter? Let me know in the comments because I would absolutely love to know that and kind of hear what audiobooks you guys think I should read along to this year. Anyway, if you like this video, please make sure that you do give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content, whether it be about books, planners, or just anything life in general, go ahead and please be sure to subscribe to my channel and then also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of when I will be putting up my next video. That's all that I have. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.